Johnny Hasler. Oh, I've just got a message off Mr. John Hasler. He's back home. He's been to choir practice.
I wonder if he's saying, you rang it.
Right, okay, let's do this, ladies and gentlemen. John Hasler, original drummer of Madness. Let's get us a blast.
Hello, Gary.
Hey, there's only one Johnny Hasler.
Hey.
One
Hello.
Johnny Hasler. Hello, how the devil are you?
Oh, that's good.
We are live. We've gone straight through to the studio, so we are live.
We're live now. Excellent.
Yeah. Say hello to everyone.
Hello, Northumberland.
Hey, Northumberland says hello back. Well, tell us, what have you been up to today, John?
Today, I've been to work and I've been out. I sing in a community choir on a Wednesday night, so I've been out doing that, waggling my vocal cords, doing bass harmonies.
Very good, very nice. Right, so we've asked, there's a lot of things happened with you recently, because John Hasler, ladies and gentlemen, we could say original drummer with Madness.
That's right, Gary, yeah. Long time ago, but yeah.
Things happened, and then you spent about 30 years out of the music business, doing other things.
Doing other things. Mostly to do with bringing up children. They take up your time.
Tell us about it. Right, and now joined a brand new band called Crabs. We'll talk about them very soon. But what you can hear in the background, ladies and gentlemen, is the track Bed and Breakfast Man by Madness. And John, why am I playing this track?
You're playing that track, Gary, because that track was written about me.
It certainly was.
By all accounts. Yeah. I used to... when we were very first started up in Madness, we played in church halls and youth clubs to find somewhere to practice in Kentish Town, NW5, and it was away from my home, and I used to go around to Chris's afterwards and crash out on his sofa to
hence
save on the bus fare home.
And it wasn't, I think some people in the past who I've spoken to with Madness events and stuff like that seem to have this opinion that it was because you were homeless and things like that, when it isn't. That wasn't actually the fact, was it?
That wasn't the case. But I did spend a lot of time, away. I wasn't just Chris's place that I used to crash at. But, a lot of it was just to do with not wanting to walk home. Me and Carl, Chaz Smash, we used to be going out over that part of town, going out drinking, and rather than walk all the way home after the last bus had gone, we used to just open up somebody's car and get in and sleep in their car. That was all good fun. That was because people just didn't lock their cars so much then, so you could just
of
just
course
jump. We started getting fussy. We were getting choosy. We'd find a car that was open, and we'd say, "No, it's not an automatic." And the reason you want an automatic is because there's no gear stick in the mid front seat, so the person on the front seat will get a decent bit of sleep.
One of the questions was going to be, can you tell us a bizarre story or experience with Madness? I think you've told me that one.
Yeah. Well, the best one of that is the time when me and Smithy, we went and slept in the back of someone's van, a Ford Escort van, and that was nice. And then we spent the next day out round about in the pubs playing pool, darts, and we thought, let's go back there for tonight as well. So we went back for our second night in this van because it was comfortable. And next thing, Sunday morning, and the van's been started up. And the bloke's got him driven away, and we're lying in the back, mouthing at each other. What we do now? And he just leaned up and said, "Excuse me," and that bloke, he shot through the roof. He just sort of looked around and he just saw these two skinheads in the back of his car. and we said, "Can we get out?" And he went, please get out. Yeah. I think he must have had the biggest fright of a Sunday morning in his life. Anyway.
Now, as you know, John, Madness have got this brand new autobiography out, When We Was We. I haven't had a chance to read it yet yourself. You had a chance to have a browse through?
I have. It's very entertaining.
So
it's fairly close to what what happened. There's a few bits which is, the memory goes. And a bit of this screaming. Did that happen? No, I'm sure it wasn't like that. But, it's when you ever get more than two people together, they always have a different account of the story. But it's like the film Take It or Leave It. It's not exactly always, but it's enough of a flavour of what happened.
Right. So, did you, out of all the early Madness stuff, did you pen any of the tracks or were involved in the writing?
Well, I was the very, very first track that we ever wrote as a band that was our own, because we used to do covers of other like Motown and ska and rock and roll, assortment and stuff. And the first tune that we ever wrote, which was our own, was Mistakes, which became the B-side to One Step Beyond.
Yeah.
And I co-wrote that with Mike Barson.
Wow. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, there you go. Right, so, okey doke. We've got a guy listening. He's a bass player from a band called the Simmertones. Have you heard of them?
The Simmertones?
Yes.
I've not heard of them. No, I haven't. Sorry to say. No.
So they're on the circuit. They're one of many. They've been around a while, but there's so many new two-tone and ska bands out there at the minute. Is there anything which is catching your eye?
Well, I do love the Lee Thompson Ska Orchestra, of course.
I hope you come back.
I do. I think the trouble is it's such a big band that it costs an awful lot to get them out and about. And,
certainly.
And also just getting them all together as well.
Well, there's been a bit of a conversation on Facebook this week, so there might well be a one-off coming up there. So keep your ears close to the ground on that.
I will keep my ears close. Yeah.
Yeah, a few little hints from Fordy and Daly and stuff like that. So.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Yeah. So have you ever seen Daly's band?
Yes, I've got some of their tracks on the system, so I've never gotten a chance to get down there. They're on next weekend, I think. They're on in Barnet, if I'm not mistaken, or somewhere around there.
Yeah, that's their home stomping ground.
Loads of stuff.
Yeah.
Deaf of Guitar Pop, heard of them yet?
Who's that?
Deaf of Guitar Pop. Have they crossed your radar yet?
No, I must admit, because I'm up here based in Edinburgh, and I kind of a bit off the radar for most stuff as it goes.
Yeah, so
we've got a couple of cracking ska band local ones. A band called Bomb Scare.
Bomb Scare from Scotland. They're brilliant.
Yep. And Big Fat Panda.
Big Fat Panda. Andrew Laidlaw and them lot. Great bunch of lads. Yes,
I know they are. We rehearse in the same rehearsal studio as both of them.
So you're up. Where are you at the moment? Are you up north?
I'm based in Edinburgh.
Right, okay, so you get to see all the stuff up there, so of course you'll see Bomb Scare. And up that way, there's another band, more on the borders, called Orang Matang.
Oh, no, I haven't seen them.
Well, they're very interesting because their trombone player is Jimmy Patterson from Dexy's Midnight Runners.
No, Big Jimmy.
Big Jimmy, there you go.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Yeah, there you go.
I've got to check them out then.
I'll send you some stuff. I'll send you some bits and bobs. So in general,
they should get together with Big Hand. Have you seen Big Hand?
Big Hand, great band as well.
Oh
great.
Yeah,
I like the brass.
Imagine them with Big Jimmy together.
That'd be great. Yeah,
wouldn't it be?
Well, you know what? We're really lucky because there's just shed loads of fantastic ska two-tone style bands out there at the minute. It's never gone away. And it just gets better and better and better. But Madness still floating around after flipping 40 years, Who would have thought it?
No. I could, hand on heart, nobody would have guessed that.
Right.
I mean, Lee Thompson didn't think he'd still be alive at past 60.
I've shared a few nights out with Tomo, and yeah, I'm surprised he's still going, like. Me and Tomo's had a few nights out in Newcastle when they've been up this way, which is, as you can probably guess, have carried on into the very early hours of the morning.
I'd imagine he was a few days late home from something like that.
Yeah, it's been my fault most of the time. So, you've told us about the early years with Madness and how you got involved and all that sort of stuff. In Take It or Leave It, we see a bit of a scrap over the drum kit. What was the story behind that?
Oh, that was a guy who had drumming with us at the time when I was singing with the band, and we were doing Ian Drew's Rough Kids, and it started. He said, "Drums, bring that track in." So,
Rough Kids.
Yeah, it's and you've got to get that beat in just right, and he couldn't do it, and he wasn't really, to be honest, he wasn't really trying. He said, "Oh, I'll just do my own thing." So no, and eventually Lee just lost it with him, and went for him.
Oh, bless him.
And it was a bit, yeah.
So anyway, I think probably
I think it was a clash of personalities. I think that was. I mean, he was a very good drummer. Gary was a very good drummer.
Yeah.
But he was not right for what we were doing. I think that's the.
Yeah. Do you know what Gary's doing now? Is he still around?
Unfortunately, Gary passed away a couple of years ago. He moved to New York, and he was married to an American lady, and he was working in a bar in Brooklyn, Red Bait Bar, which is a famous music hangout, and he was doing putting on a lot of music there, and
God
doing
bless
good
him.
stuff. But unfortunately departed. So R.I.P. Gary.
Yeah, bless him. Rest in peace, Gary. Yeah. But one of the big things, the main reasons I've called you tonight and want to have a chat, is because you're back on it now, as they say.
I am.
So you've come on board the Koast train tonight to deliver a dose of crabs. So
yes.
You're going to get all these jokes, John. You know that, don't you?
Yeah, well, I think that was part of the reason. You know, one thing about having a band name, you've got to have something that people will remember.
that we don't want to remember.
That'll do it.
Tell us about Crabs and what's happening.
Well, Crabs, it's a 4-piece surf band. I don't know if your listeners know what surf music is, but for those of you who don't, it's, if you can think of the soundtrack to the film Pulp Fiction, that was all done with surf music. And it's rock and roll from about 1958 to 1963. It was all guitar bands, no vocals. The Shadows were like an English version over here. More or less started by a guy called Dick Dale, who started playing rock and roll and introduced, his father was Lebanese, and he introduced that kind of Lebanese scales into it, and it gave it a particular sound which ended up becoming the surf sound. And it's become quite an underground scene, really. It's all over the world you get surf bands, and it's people are right fanatic about it.
Wow.
We started about 4 years ago now, when the main guy in the band, he's had a covers band, and he just got fed up with his singer being too prima donna-ish, and decided he'd start a band that didn't have a singer.
Well, that's the way to do it.
So we got going, and we rehearsed, we play a few gigs locally, and we've put this single together. We went out and recorded it over a weekend. It's all laid down pretty much live in the studio. There's no over-tracking on it. Yeah. We think we've done a pretty good job on it, and all the tracks we've recorded are all originals, ones we've written. Most of the stuff we do play a lot of covers from the old stuff. Yeah,
but there is a 4-track EP out at the moment.
It's a 4-track EP, a proper EP on vinyl, 7-inch, 45 RPM.
Limited
record.
Edition amounts as well. I believe it's
300.
300.
Limited edition of 300. It is also available on, for digital download as well, for those that don't have a proper record player.
So there we go. You can get all that if you want to go searching for Crabs on the internet. Be careful.
Yeah, Bandcamp is the main thing that we're selling it through. So if you go on Bandcamp and Get Crabs, the name of the EP is Get Crabs. As in, like Get Carter. Only this is Get Crabs.
Get Crabs. Except in a Scottish accent, I'm guessing.
Get Crabs.
Get Crabs, say that. Okay. Hey. So there we go. Yeah. That's out. I haven't got any of the tracks yet. I'm going to sort them out. But they need to go up on the system. But it's a 4-track EP. Baby Don't Surf, Bam Bam, By the Outfall, and Do the Crab. There's your tracks, ladies and gentlemen.
Do the Crab. That's the only vocals on it.
Do the Crab.
Do the Crab.
And all the other ones is just music.
Yeah. And they're nice, short, punchy little tracks.
And I think we can officially say now, as far as I'm aware, because I think it's all been agreed, Butlins,
Hello?
Hello, can you still hear me, sir?
Oh, yeah. It's all been agreed.
It's all been agreed, right? We can officially announce on board the Koast train, ladies and gentlemen, that Crabs will be appearing at this year's House of Fun Weekender!
Yes, yes, courtesy of the Madness Information Service.
Yes, MIS.
Thank you very much, Jonathan.
Yeah, John Young, ladies and gentlemen, give me a round of applause for sorting all this out. And of course, thank you.
We'll be on Sunday evening on the MIS stage.
So you got me DJing on the Saturday, and then you're going to be doing a DJ set as well.
I am. I've been roped in to do a 15-minute DJ slot, so I'm trying to think what to put on that.
Well, I'm going Trojan Boss sounds this time. I'm going old school.
Old school. Okay. Well, what I was thinking of doing is playing a few of the old tracks that we used to play, like Rough Kids and those. See You Later, Only Get You, and those sort of tracks. I was thinking of putting maybe a few of those together.
Yeah, you know exactly what's going to go down well with the Madness fans, John. So fill your boots, as they say. So look, that's what 17 minutes of chat over. Is there anything else we need to squeeze into this? Because
I think we've done pretty well, Gary.
We've done all right. We're getting through.
Yeah, I could just mention though, if I could, I've always had a real fondness for the North East. My mum was born and brought up in Concert.
Oh well, there we go.
So there you go. You know,
Mr. Darren Dixon, band photographer with Madness from Concert, and also a postman in his spare time. Right, John. Look, I shall see you down in Minehead, and we'll see what we can find on my rider this time.
Absolutely, we'll have a good jump around.
Of course we will. So, look, God bless you for coming on. You know you're welcome here anytime.
Gary, thanks very much for inviting me. It's been a real pleasure. It's been lovely talking to you.
Well, that's your Virgin performance out of the way on board the Koast train, John. So, let's have many more in the future.
Indeed.
Everybody at home, it just leads us to say, me and John, get yourself out there and get crabs, ladies and gentlemen. John Hasler, thank you very, very much. You are a scholar, a gentleman, and all that sort of governs. God bless you.
Cheers, Scruff.
Take care, son. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye.
Okay, cheers, mate. Bye now.
There you go. John Hasler, ladies and gentlemen, on board the Koast train. We'll leave you with bed and breakfast, man.
He didn't have no shame. He was a master at his game. He never showed his hand. He was the bed and breakfast man. Oh, he was the bed and breakfast man. 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 He was the bed and breakfast man.
It's time for Mr. Scruff to put down the headphones and step away from the desk.